Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the podcast. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm still in black and white. I'm sorry, that was from this morning's video, but I don't want to start over and I don't edit. So you know what? You get me in black and white. I'm revisiting my amp investment, that million amp that I've bled off just a little bit. I sold most of it during the pump. I sold all of it during that little 1.5 cent pump that we had just a couple weeks ago. I bought some back, but I thought, you know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at this today because, like, effectively everything that I own is moving very, very well. It's trending with Bitcoin. All right. There's no big secret here. It is trending with Bitcoin, but AMP just isn't. It is just laying there, man, just waiting to be like poked with a stick. Do something, do anything. And it's just kind of sitting there flat. So I thought we could take a look at this one and let me give you my thoughts. We'll get right back to it after this. So yeah, Bitcoin's on a little bit of a run right now. You know what? We're going to shoot most of this over here so you can actually see all this stuff. Bitcoin's on quite a tear recently. Now I'm kind of a leverage trader, and I like to go long on tokens. It's just positive. You know, hey, let's go long. I short them. I'll short Bitcoin all day. But you know, it's fun to go long on it because you get to root for it to go up as opposed to rooting for it to go down. And when you're talking about Bitcoin, you're talking about effectively the entire crypto market. So I'd prefer to go long than short. But you know what? You can profit either way. I don't recommend leverage trading. I'm just saying that it's out there. It's on one hell of a tear right now. I mean, it's following the Dow. The Dow is it's up big today, and it really shouldn't be when you consider the state of the economy and the state of the general malaise in the entire financial market, man. People are holding with bated breath. We don't know what's going to happen. The Feds are going to raise interest rates at the end of the year. I'm sorry, at the end of this month. Inflation is rampant. Gas is high. Supply chain is just shattered. There is absolutely no good news that would be suggesting that the Dow do what it is doing or that Bitcoin does what it's doing. So the fact that it's running away is a little bit surprising to me. I'm extremely cautious right now. I will be liquidating quite a bit because there's no way. There's no way that's going to hold, man. Next week, next week. I think it's going to take its little bath, getting back into reality. But for now, I'm enjoying the ride. I hope you are too. But here is the issue that I'm having with this one right now. It's this little investment right there. That's just a little bit, guys. All right, it's that's not a lot of my money, but it's the fact that Bitcoin has been running away for a good couple days right now, and AMP has just sat there flat, absolutely flat. Now, all of my initial purchase was done at .009. I did the video. You guys saw me buy. I bought a million of them. When we had that little pump not too terribly long ago, let this pull up. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about here. When we had this number right there, when that one happened, I dumped everything. I dumped it all because that is a developer pump, and if they're going to give me money, I'm certainly going to take it. But it flatlined immediately afterwards, and it hemorrhaged itself all the way down, and it's kind of sitting about where my rebuy was, which was right around here. So it just hasn't moved, and it continues to not move. Now, I do understand the token. Regardless, you know, I read your comments, but I do understand the token. I understand organic growth, but I'm just not. This thing should have a little bit of speculative pump, and it's just not coming. I mean, it's absolutely just not there, and it's really making me a little bit worried about this one. I bought into it again, and guys, I have went long on AMP. I've went short on AMP. I've traded millions and millions and millions of AMP, bought and sold. So I've been in and around the token for an awful long time. But I would be expecting this thing to at least catch more of a speculative bump than it's catching right now. I'm not poo-pooing AMP, but I'm not an advocate for tokens. I'm an advocate for investors, for the people who might be watching my channel that are maybe stuck a little bit on what to buy, what not to buy, and stuff. So I just like to give them my thoughts. I wish nothing well for the AMP community, but I'm not seeing the movement here that I think I should be seeing, and it's kind of making me wonder. Now, it's not to say I'm opposed to digital pay rails. I'm absolutely not. I jumped into this one a little bit. Actually, I used AMP money. I took $1,000 of AMP money and I went ahead and dropped it in, and just recently, and obviously we're up since then. But this is another digital pay rail. This is Bitcanna, and its sole purpose is as a digital pay rail for head shops for cannabis, for the entire cannabis industry. I mean, they're putting this together and they're conceiving an ecosystem. And the big difference between what they're doing and what AMP and Flexa is doing is that they have a ready built community. That's kind of the kicker. It's a smaller community, it's a niche community, but it's an extremely passionate community. And when they have an option to be able to make buys and sells and purchases and maintain their anonymity, because it's complete anonymity on this one, I think that I see a better path for it. So, I'm happy to collect the 28.7%, nice and easy, just to stake it, not a huge deal. And, it's up like 40% over the last month. I like what they're doing, and I still want to stay in the digital payment space, but I'm diversifying around it. So when I do come back, and if AMP happens to reach a penny, I'm kind of hoping for a penny. That would be it. That's good for me. And I'll go ahead and liquidate again at a penny, and I'll buy back in when it hits the .009, because it's not running with Bitcoin. But I am pretty certain that it is absolutely going to fall with Bitcoin. So I don't expect Bitcoin to hold its current trajectory. And when it drops, I think AMP is going with it, man. I'm expecting if I set in a limit order on this, it would be at .0085. So if I can get at or near a penny, closer 9798, I'm going to liquidate all of it, and I'm just going to set a limit order right behind it at 0085, because when Bitcoin goes, I'm pretty sure AMP's going to go with it. They need something, man. They really need something. Flexa HQ has been just amazingly quiet. The Reddit is dead. I didn't think I'd see that, but the AMP Reddit is it's kind of feeling like the AMP Twitter. Just the little hype posts, and that's about it. But no actual solid news, solid plans. There's just nothing coming out. So I initially bought the investment just hoping not to lose money. But when the market goes green the way it's going right now, man, just not losing money is not good enough. You got to earn, and I'm just not getting it here, man. So I said I'm kind of having some problems with it. It's tough tiptoeing around this, but that right there is I'm sorry, man. Look, that's a problem. That's a problem. Now for the diamond hand, for the long-term holders, we don't care what it is today, doesn't really matter to you, man. This has nothing. I'm not even talking to you. But for the people who are actually investing in this and looking for ways to maximize their gains, man, you got a decision to make. It's a little bit tough. Yeah, you know what? I said my piece, man. Look, I'm going to liquidate it at a penny. If I can get at or near it, I'll liquidate it at a penny. It'll be, I don't know, up a couple grand, good enough. We'll take that couple grand. We'll move it into Bitcanna. Whatever's left, we're going to rebuy it at .0085. So that's it. Now, I mean, if it happens to run away, it goes to a penny, penny and a half again, man. Good on you. Good for you, Empire. You guys have held. You've sucked it up, and you certainly deserve it. It's not feeling like a ride that I really want to be on anymore. So I'll keep the initial investment in. I will flip what I can on it, and I'll put back in. I'll buy back in lower. But yeah, man, I mean, it's not really pulling away from me the way I would like it to. So I'm not exactly getting out, but I am going to realize profit real soon and kind of call it good on that one. But you know what? You do you, bro. Crypto's funny. It can swing real quick one way or the other. So that's all I got for this one, guys. I would love it to be better news, man. But Yeah, boy, it's tough. It's tough on this one right now, man. It really is. The shine is off from this. So if I get some solid news, I'm happy to report on it, man. But right now, it's just pure speculation, and even in a speculative market like that, man, it just ain't moving. So that's all I got on this one, guys. Until next time, please stay safe. Please be smart with your money. Cheers.